me is Johnny Nelson.
The play.
Sugar. This an open air. Here we go, round one. Who's going to land the first big shot? That counter punch caught him clean. And he just missed with that left jab. Nice counter shot. Catch and shoot. Good counter punch. Just missed with that hook. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. The sun is blazing this afternoon, and these two athletes are going to have to find a way to deal with it.
In such heat, the cornermen need to be able to do their job. Think about what they're doing. One to cool you down, one to ice you back, one to give you instructions in your head, and one to just calm you to tell you what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. Because that's the most important thing. Forget about the heat. Forget about everything else.
Both of these fighters have had their moments.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Neither one of these fighters want to see the judges' scorecards. They're both trying for a knockout. Counter punch right up the... This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Sugar Ray's in trouble. Let's talk about Sugar Ray Leonard in that last round. From this moment forward, he cannot afford to lose another round. On to the second round. Perfect counter shot. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. You'd like to see someone use a jab here to establish a boxing presence, but no, they just want to fight. He threw a punch and just got countered. Typical outside fighter, as you know, focuses on defense, stick and move, stick and move.
If you want to corner an outside fighter, make them fight off the ropes, because they don't want to do that. They don't want to stand still. They want to move left to right. Pin them down. Throw a blank on them.
Nice counter. Just when you thought we'd see a lull in the action, here we go again. They've got to use their jab better in this fight. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Beautiful counter punch. And Sugar Ray is rocked. Very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Leonard in that last round. Well, this is the time that the trainer needs to come in and say something special. Here we go in round three. Who's going to land the first big shot? Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
They exchange punches. Unlucky to miss with that jab. Nice counter shot. A swing and a miss with the left hook. This is a high-octane battle. How about that time counter shot? They have no respect for each other's punching power. We wanted action, and they are giving us action. Someone tell these two that they can be defensive for a minute if they want to. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. And Sugar is in trouble. Let's talk about Sugar Ray in that last round. The game plan. On to the fourth we go. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round. Those counter punches have to hurt. Well, with welterweights, they sometimes bring you the best of both worlds. Fast hands and power.
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax. Because you know what you can do in the gym, you can do it in a fight. They've got to relax.
The perfect counter lands. No rest for the weary. The straight right just misses. At the halfway point of this round, and both of these fighters have had their moments. Still could go either way.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. It's like a match made in heaven.
What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
That hook just can't find the target. A big headshot, and he goes down. We have got to see that again in slow-mo.
1, 2, 3, 4. Are you okay?
Let's talk about Sugar Ray. Here we go in round 5. Who's going to land the first big shot? It's been a nightmare so far. What can they do to turn this around?
2 knockdowns and you're coming back from that. That's near on impossible because your head must be all over the place. Your legs would feel like jelly. What can they tell you in the corner? All they can do is wake you up. They can't even go into game plan.
That counter shot lands. Amazing knockout finish here. That was something special. Wow, let's take another look at that.
I've got to see that again.
I can't believe it. They are giving up. Well, the corner has thrown in the towel, and that will do it. The fighter...
don't know what they thought this was, but I come through smoking. Smooth criminal like pounds, just told them with a squad get scolded. Walk with the Lord, not an almond. Still might have to grill a brother like Foreman. When my dogs start rioting, leaves will be falling off trees. You'd think that it's autumn. Yo, I can't stand these rap boys, feel to eliminate all. I'm trying to raise this stat boy so tall that it might fall. Top striker, man, I lick off the goal, so anything I set, I achieve and more. Soon bring the man them on some kind of tour. Enough liquor bottles in my rider report. I don't know why they would step to the team, and I'll send man airborne like fly beat. Come like this as some sci-fi scene when I lace this magic on these type of beats. I don't want to hear no talk from a dweeb. You don't respect me if you don't pay my fees. If you don't respect me, then please better back out the way of this heat. I don't know what they thought this was, but I come through smoking. Smooth criminal like pounds, just told them with a squad get scolded. Walk with the Lord, not an almond. Still might have to grill a brother like Foreman. When my dogs start rioting, leaves will be falling off trees. You'd think that it's autumn. I don't know what they thought this was, but I come through smoking. Smooth criminal like pounds, just told them with a squad get scolded. Walk with the Lord, not an almond. Still might have to grill a brother like Foreman. When my dogs start rioting, leaves will be falling off trees. You'd think that it's autumn. Yo.
Welcome to Kingdom Arena, the home to some of the biggest fights in recent history, and we're going to see another one right here, right now. Alongside me, Johnny Nelson.
You tried to give me the slip, didn't you?
And here he is, Bud Terrence Crawford, one of the pound-for-pound best in the world. This bout, all the talking has been. Here we go, round one. Who's going to land the first big shot? Can't land that jab. Nice counter shot. They walk away from each other and then run right back into trouble. Counter punching. This fight has a real good flow to it. The crowd here cannot wait. They've been buzzing all day long, and finally, we're about to get it on.
You can walk into an arena and be the hero. The pressure, the expectation, the desire from the fans. You can't get away from it. Ignore them. Lock it off. I know it's hard. I can hardly hear you, Todd. You've got to ignore them. Get on with your job.
Halfway through the round, and man, these two are going at it.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. It's like a match made in heaven.
Both men step back for just a moment. Couldn't land that jab. You'd like to see more jabs. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Down big time on the scores.
Needs a knockout without a doubt. Needs to go out there and think, right, you know what, next round, you're getting it. You're going to get it. Kitchen sink.
Here we go, round two. Who's going to land the first big shot? Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
This fighter's completely content to sit back and let you make the first move. That's where they thrive.
You're fighting a counter puncher, you've got to dummy a shot. Make them react from that, then react then. I know it's hard to think that way, but counter punchers, they're watching your every move, that every twitch.
You can't throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You're going to get knocked out. That uppercut can't get through. You gotta like what you're seeing as we reach the halfway point of this round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
A perfect counter lands. This counter puncher is going to wait for you to move first, and then will strike like a snake. Keep an eye on this guy.
Reaction is second to none. It's the blink of an eye, and they're waiting for any little twitch you do. So you've got to fight a counter puncher smart.
A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. There's the bell to start round 3. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. No rest for the weary. Insane action. Catch and shoot. Beautiful counter punch. Crawford's legs are all over the place. Was going to be a knockdown at least.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
I can't believe we're only halfway through the round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
He threw a punch and just got countered. They missed with the jab. That counter punch caught him clean. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Was almost a 10-8 round. Complete dominance.
I seriously hope the judges kept their eye on this fight, because if they haven't...
On to the 4th we go. After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing, because you've won that hands down.
Punch, counter punch. That counter shot lands. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. How about that time counter shot? Not a lot of defense here at all. And he misses with that jab. How do they use this fighter's aggression against them?
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously, the glamour weight is a heavyweight, but the middleweight is the size of the average man or woman. When you get in there and you're letting the shots go, you've got power, you've got speed, you've got pace. You can stand, you can dance, you can do everything. We can look back in history. You know the amazing fights at middleweight are ridiculous. That is what writes our history books.
Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just that's a match made in heaven.
punch himself out, though. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. After what we saw in that last round, it's pretty obvious who has the advantage here.
You can't leave it up to the judges. It's up to you as the fighter.
On to the fifth we go. Coming off that fantastic last round, let's see if he can keep his momentum going.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Good counter punch. That left-handed jab doesn't quite score. Done with that counter shot. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. This fighter has determined that they can walk through any punches that their opponent throws, and that's a very confident spot to be in.
Middleweight always gives us a class. If you've got two class middleweight fighters, you are in for action. I'm quite sure right now, if you know your boxing, there's a certain fighter, Mr. I would just say marvelous, but some fighters were unbelievable middleweight.
Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Got out of the way, that right hook. Nice counter punch right up the middle. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. There's a counter shot. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Could not have come soon enough for this guy.
You know what? I've been in fights like that. When you're thinking, come on.
Let's start the sixth. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Throws the jab, but does not score. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Endurance is becoming a factor. You can see this fighter having a hard time getting out of the way of the punches, and they're not throwing as many on their own.
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
This fight a little bit closer than I think a lot of people thought.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
I don't think it's going to be a boxing match. This is going to be a fight. And he scores with the counter. Just when you think they're going to have a lull in the action, we get it heated back up. Right when you think the pace will slow down, it picks up. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Well, we know they've got the advantage so far, but how does this match get turned around?
Dominance, without a doubt, made it look so...
Here comes round 7. Well, Johnny, can he keep the momentum going after that last huge round for him?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Well, Johnny, has anything surprised you here as we enter the final frames of this bout?
Todd, you know what? Sometimes when I've done in the ring with fights like that and you punch them, you just want to run. You want that spaceship to come and lift you out there because you think, what the hell am I going to do now?
Nice counter shot. Beautiful counter shot. One punch could change the entire complexion of this fight. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Perfect counter shot. They exchange punches. Oh, right there. Terrence Crawford just got rocked. It somehow weathered the storm.
Green Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Well, he is glad to have heard that bell.
The bell, sometimes it can be the sweetest sound.
Get focused, get your mind back on the job, get back out there and win the round.
Okay, I'm happy I like that round. Good work. You were thinking, the jabs were
Into it. Now it's a
There's the bell to start round 8. Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs are gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
Jab misses. Nice counter. Those counter punches have to hurt. They're both trying for a knockout. Do you believe this? And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Nice counter punch. Pretty close fight here in this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
They call it the chin. How strong is your chin? Do you have a glass chin? These are things that can affect the fight.
I've seen some fights with a granite chin. You can hit them with a sledgehammer, they are not going to move. But then I've seen some mad punchers with a chin like a crisp. As soon as you touch them, they're gone. And this is the danger spot.
Nice counter shot. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Do you believe this? Bud Crawford just got knocked down. And it's a one-hitter winner. What a knockout shot. Let's take another look.